Guys, talking about joy. Okay, as we're in this month of joy, um, yes, I gotta tell you, I gotta give you the recap from last night's meetup. I am so excited, elated, grateful, all of the things that I get to do this work for a living. I get to do this work for a living. I get to meet some of the most amazing people. Go-getters who are, they are showing up. They came ready. They came ready. They showed up last night. They showed up for themselves and ready to champion their change. Folks were there ready to live by design and not by default. I cannot put a price tag on the energy, the vibes. I can't even I don't even know, but it was bananas. Okay, let me just say it was bananas. It was priceless, and I'm so grateful that I had an opportunity to share space with such cool humans. Okay, they were just so cool. Um, and I loved every last moment of it. And so you guys know, like I attend events, and even as an introvert, I didn't even know that I would enjoy attending networking events as much as I do. And so I love that because I get to really create these relationships, and sometimes they do not start around business, but to be able to, we started these meetups in May. Last night was our second one. And so creating these spaces have really been game changing. So listen, it was so off the chart that we ended up in an after party that was not planned, nor did I know I was invited to, that I was having, that I was actually hosting, but didn't know that I was coming to it. So it was just so good. It was so good. That's how amazing the energy was. Folks wanted to linger around. They wanted to stay in the moment. And so when folks come around, they want to support, they want to build one another. You can't help but to receive that. It's the law of reciprocity. What you sow is what you're going to reap. And so folks were sowing, this support into one another. And listen, you speak of my language, okay? And so it has created such a high level of joy. That and I'm so glad that I, was able to be a host, but that I was also able to just be in the room and be present with such cool humans. And so this is what happens when we create these intentional spaces for people to share, connect, and build relationships that could really change the trajectory or trajectory of an individual's life in some way or capacity. So listen, we had so in May we went global. June, yes, yes, yes. We went global again. Let me tell you where the people were. Let me tell you. Folks showed up from Utah, Ohio, Arizona, New Jersey, PA, Oregon, Tennessee, Rhode Island, Canada, California, in the UK, people. People from we have the UK in the building. Okay, now mind you, our event started at 6 p.m. It's 11 p.m. their time. But when I say came all in and committed, and when I say not living, not going to allow just life to happen to them, but I am going to, determine what happens in my life. Showed up there after midnight. Was also in the after party that I didn't know we were having. Was also there. Anyway, now y'all know it was late. Y'all know it was their time. It wasn't too bad on my end, but I just couldn't believe they were still hanging around. But when I tell you I loved every last moment of it, I can't say it enough. I enjoyed every last moment of it. Every last moment of it. And normally at these events, I'm usually ready to, to go and, kind of recuperate, kind of get myself together and go rest and relax. I was there for all of it. I was there for all of it and enjoyed every last bit of it. So listen, I want to share because we also gave some tips. I had an opportunity to give tips. We had breakout rooms, and so in between, we did these like tip sessions where they were like mindset moments. And so we talked about reframing. So instead of saying things like I'm stuck. So people, we all know what it feels like to be stuck. Okay, but we don't want to ever keep repeating that we are stuck, right? We want to be able to reframe that. And so just talk about it being an uncomfortable place, or a growing pain or something of that sort. Instead of saying something like I'm not good enough, I want you to reframe that starting today. I'm telling you, it's going to change your life. it's going to spark such better, because the way you speak over your life has a lot to do with your joy. So if we're going to talk about tapping into it, embracing it, and finding it, and all those things, you're going to need to start with what you say. You're going to need to start with what you think, right? So this is why I'm sharing some of these tips with you, because they can also change the trajectory of your life. Okay, I said that right this time. Anyway, okay, so instead of saying like, let me see, I'm not good enough, I am becoming better every day. I am becoming better every day. Instead of why can't I succeed, I want you to ask a better question. What do I need to learn or do? Who do I need in my sphere of influence to help me make progress? Like that's what we should be asking ourselves. Okay. How about this? Instead of looking at something as a failure, let's look at it in terms of finding the lesson. So look for the lesson in the thing. Okay. What can I learn from this moment? What can I learn? What can I learn so that I can improve moving forward? Okay. Those were some of the mindset moments that we, tips that we gave in what was like an intermission, a commercial was between a breakout session that we had. And then we talked about, what is something that they felt like they needed more of in order to be unstoppable. And so we talked about if we're going to be unstoppable at any level, we're going to have to start with intention. We're going to have to start with intention. So we talked about, our schedule and the things that we allow in our schedule, and the things we allow to bombard our schedule, and that we need to set priorities. And then anything that's on your calendar should be directly associated to the priority that you set in place. And so all of these things, and I know that sounds very practical, and these things that we're sharing sounds very practical, but I want you to realize that joy is not that deep. If you're going to tap into your joy, you're going to have to start with some practical tips. You're going to have to start with some practical things. I want you to start. Okay, you're going to have to start with some of these ideas around, what you think, and switching them, changing them. You're going to have to make some. You're going to have to move different. Okay, and that means doing things that you haven't done. That means getting in circles and getting with people you haven't been with. This is what you need to do. Okay, so I want you to start doing that for you. Start doing that for you now. It's going to change the game in your life. Okay. All right, guys, that is our recap. I hope that you are in the very next one. Listen, they already asked me about when are we having the next one? Because for some people, it was their first one. And so, and for some, they're still getting used to, networking and how it goes and the flow. Now, I don't know if they want to use mine as an example because it is not your typical networking online meetup situation at all. Like we have music going, we clowning. It is not stuffy. We check all that at the door. With no, by no means perfect in any way, but we come to have a great time and make genuine connections. And when I tell you, um, I just, I look, I feel like I'm at a loss for words, but I want you to be on the lookout for the very next one because I think we're coming back. Okay. It's been awesome. And I know that it's blessing those who attend, whether they keep attending, or I don't even think we had duplicates, for this one between the May one and the June one, but nonetheless, folks keep showing up, and guess what? I'm gonna show up for them. All right. I hope you are there, and I hope that you come to get inspired, to be an inspiration to someone else who is in the room. And that was one of the other things that I loved is that folks were there ready to support others, but as they were talking with one another and learning, where they were, then they were able to understand what kind of support they needed. And sometimes folks just need a cheerleader. Sometimes we just need somebody to get on the sidelines, as you take center stage, and you need somebody to get on the sidelines with you and just cheer you on, and help you and support and guide you along the journey. And so, listen, I absolutely love it, and yeah, I, no words. I'm excited, and I hope that you are in the very next one. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you secure your seat, and make sure you get in the room. Okay, you have our links; they're all below. Yes, one-on-ones. I need you to go ahead. You do want to set up a one-on-one exploratory call with me so that you can understand, ask your questions, learn more about what we do, who we are, and how we can support you, how we can move you to your next level strategically, intentionally. Okay. All right. Because that's what you need. And not only to be able to talk about the business aspect, but you need that personal development piece, the personal growth, so that you can sustain the success once you get there, okay? All right, your skills and your talents are going to get you there, but your character is what's going to keep you there. All right, I hope that you have the most amazing day. You already know, if you do nothing else, I want you to stay well, be intentional, and always champion your change. You guys go have the most amazing day. Keep tapping, embracing, finding that joy, and let's start with these tips. Play it back. I'll see you next time.